So today we are going to be trying to start this down here. Can you see it? It's a snowblower. It's a two-stroke. It won't start. Well, sort of. Anyway, first time trying to start it this year, and show you what's up. So this one has electric start plugged in. Turn the switch to on. Almost sounds like it wants to go, but it doesn't. So, grab the starting fluid. Throw it down there. Even with the choke all the way on. Anyway, it will not stay running, which means we've got spark. So I don't even need to mess with spark plug or anything, but we need to see why we're not getting fuel through the carburetor. And you can grab your good old reliable ancient rusted vice grips. You just get this nut down here on the bottom. Alright, let me bring you in. Alright, see that nut there? We're gonna carefully loosen that. And now I can show you better. Gas tank is here. Top of the tank is here. Top of your fuel hose is here. And the outlet and the inlet. So as long as I keep this above this, even with a full tank, it won't siphon or, feed out. See, can I get this? Can you see there? Let me know, tell me. Don't be afraid to speak up. Oh, and here's something I just noticed. Where is it? See that hose clamp? It's not even on there. See it like that all year. Since the last time I did this. Apparently I forgot to put the hose clamp on. So when I take this off, I'm going to slide it here, pull it, so I keep this up here. And I probably could have done this without unhooking that. Whatever. Alright, and see, this is just hand tight. You don't need to... You gotta think about it. Remember that. Remember how many torques your wrist torques is. Oh yeah, look at that. See if you can see that. Bunch of crud up on there. Let's see. Give you a nice high contrast background. Hopefully that works. I can't tell. Let me know. Okay. So this needs cleaned up. So you're gonna grab a toothbrush. Just remember to put it back when you're done. Just kind of lightly brush this stuff off. When cleaning, I always like to go gentle first, and then you can get into it if you need to. That's got a lot of crud up in there. Ew. I guess it's all this ethanol gas that we have now, which is fine in things that are designed for it, but not so fine in things that weren't. Outside, that's water. So you don't know me at all, very much. I'm very ADD type. So perfect organization is definitely not a strong suit of mine. Just have a tray in something. I just don't want to be hosing the environment down with brake clean and chemicals and stuff if we can help it. So that little hole there, see there's a hole right there. You gotta open it up. I don't need to do it. Alright. So, got me a Q-tip out of the toolbox, so that's where you keep your Q-tips. To get inside there, give it a swirl, try to clean it out a little. Like I kind of mentioned, not real sure exactly what that hole does, but the manufacturer put it there for a reason. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume that it's, you know, a little bit important. Now I'm going to take some snips here. I'm just going to snip off one of these little wires off this brush. I've got this magnet here to try to help me keep from losing it. I know I lost it a long time ago, but I'm talking about the piece of wire today, not my sanity. Ugh, come on. I guess I'll just yoink it out, because these cutters suck. I mean, come on. Jeepers. Missed the garbage can. So, you know, that means those pliers will sit over on the floor over there for who knows how long. There we go. All right. Piece of wire, poke it through the hole. It's got some wiggles in it, but that's okay, because that just makes it sort of like a router. Like a, you know, whatever, something to knock the gunk out of the hole. That is the idea here. And darn near anything will work to do it. I think I saw a little hole up here. Is that a hole? Yep. Tiny little hole right there. Right at the top of the threads. I've not noticed that before, but I haven't done a lot of carburetor stuff. Just like this kind of thing. I think last year was the first year I had this blower. I did pretty much the same thing here. It wouldn't start. So I pulled the bowl off, cleaned it up, and got it running. Now we're going to take the bowl itself off. There we go, get a little gas. Ooh, look at all that gunk. That is nasty. No wonder it won't stay running. Where's my kid's toothbrush? Here we go. Just get her down in there. Wipe it around. Pretty much anything that fuel system wants to be clean. Kind of same with electrical, but a lot of the time, if you have a carbureted engine that won't run, as long as you have spark, it just needs to be cleaned. And you really don't necessarily need a bunch of fancy stuff to do it, especially on these little engines. Now, if you really have to do a full-on rebuild, that might change up a little bit, but I haven't done one of those, so we'll see when I get to, maybe I'll do that one day. And this is little gasket gunk around it, because this little rubber gasket isn't so good. So last time I did this, I used a little gasket goo on it. And I know, it's down there in the comments, That's not the right way. It's cheap. Just go buy one. Well, I didn't have one on hand. And I don't have one on hand today, so hopefully I can get it to seal somehow. If I can find the gasket goo. Alright, so that's clean enough. And it's not beautiful, but it should hopefully run. And that O-ring is dry. Q-tip. Kinda. I like to try and do as little taking apart as necessary. And something like this. And one, it's kind of just a time thing, but also, if it doesn't need to come apart, why take it apart? I can just kind of clean her up a little. And see, this is nice because it's a little older unit, I think, because this is copper, brass, whatever, the float. So when this thing's in there, you know, and the machine's running, fuel comes in here, and there's a needle and seat, so it's a valve, and this float will do this. So when the bowl gets empty, or you know, the fuel in the bowl gets used up, this drops, opens the valve, the fuel comes in, lifts it up, and it closes the valve. It's a beautifully simple sort of thing. Anyway, there's that brake cleaner. I don't have any carb cleaner, so brake clean it be. I even throw a little rust buster on there, see if that helps dissolve it up. You could use some ATF, you could use whatever. Both. I mean, I don't see why not. Now, with as gunky as that all was, I am a bit concerned that the jets are going to be clogged. And if they're clogged, we're going to have to take this whole carburetor out. If I do that, I'm taking it to the basement to work on. But, let's see. So I'm going to take, this is just rust buster, stick it in the fuel inlet, hold this open. Yep, see, there we go. It come out. So at least right now the needle and seat is functioning. Get a little this rust buster on here, see if I can, maybe it'll help soften up some of this gunk. And yes, to do this real proper, you should take it all apart and do a full nice rebuild, but it's cold out here. I got other things to do today. I just want to try and get this thing going. Now I'm going to stick this up here. Try to... Oh, that may stuff come out somewhere in another hole. Okay, I don't know why that... But, I mean, something's cleared up. So, I think I'm gonna go ahead and slap this back together. Just trying to make sure this mating surface here where the bowl goes on, the gasket is cleanish. I just need a dab, that's it. One little, just a pinch. Okay, I got enough. Here we go. I do not recommend doing this way. That's way too much. I just want to spread it around here. I need just enough to get this washer to washer. I don't know, like most all of this out. I haven't done this last time. Might be why I had all that gunk in there. Could be. Alright, good enough. So see how there's like kind of a deep part and a shallow part? Shallow part goes towards the hinge. Hinge is right here. Like that. And then, again, just because I know all my seals are bad, but just enough to try to help that seal out. And I know you're down there in the comments yelling, hey, you're not supposed to do that. Well, if it works, it works. And then I can try to pick up the proper thing sometime, but I won't. I say, yeah, I'll get that, but I won't, because I'll forget. All right, that should do it. Now, plug this back in to there, and this time I am going to put that hose clamp back on, because it seems like should do, you know. All right. Now you put your tools away by just tossing them over in the tool pile. Which is handy, I mean, it's right here by the door. I know where everything's at. Sort of, mostly. I know they're here. And you should probably give that goo a while to set up. You know, like an hour or day or something, but not gonna do that either. We're gonna watch for leaks. Well, it ain't leaked yet. So, plug her in. Put it in choke, key to on. Oh yeah, pump the primer button. So you know what that means. It'll take the whole thing out, apart. I thought I had it. It's like it almost wants to do it. Like it's almost there, but apparently I don't know why I always grab that. I'm gonna have to take the carburetor off. Alright. So, I kind of foresaw this coming. Hey, so we're back with the snowblower thing. Earlier, days ago, whatever, saw me try to clean out the carburetor, which I did, but the camera died. And then I fixed the paddles to make it throw better, because it didn't throw very well, which you didn't see because the camera died. So today, if it snowed again, we're gonna try it with better paddles and it running, and see if it throws snow better. All right, so prime it up. So I hear lots of squishing. Put that on choke. On. Plug it in. Working better than it did before. It's not very deep snow, so it can't really get a lot to throw in a way. I think I need just a little bar that goes across the bottom to kind of scrape, because that'll get a little more snow into it and help clear the path better. But pretty happy. It's definitely working better than it did. So that's awesome.